I'm Little Ed.
I'm Dr. John.
And this is
Enuff Already.
What's it?
The timer.
Dropping knowledge bombs on the mic. Dr. John keeps it straight and making sure it's tight. Together they're a force. A broadcasting will so fly. Bringing truth and wisdom. Reaching for the sky.
Hi, everybody.
What's going on?
Well, we voted today.
Yes, we did. We went and did our early voting, didn't we?
Yep, John voted for Kamala.
Really wasn't that difficult. You go and show them your ID, tell them some information. They give you a little ticket.
Yep.
Then what? You put it under the green light.
Yep, that scans you in, and
Bam! Comes on the machine.
you go vote for Trump and Marino and Dieter and Hawkins and
Shanahan
and Jim Jordan and Melody Miller and the coroner and a few other people.
Most of the people run unopposed.
Right.
We
right.
live in a heavy Republican area, though.
We live in a pretty good red area, so it's, thank God we do.
And we got to see the gal that helped you at the Board of Elections.
Yep, she's pretty cool.
Hey, when you see the podcast, good to see you.
Offered us a tour of the place, and we're going to take her up on it and check it out. She said we can video some of it, but some
Not everything.
Some of it we can't, but that's understandable.
It'll be fun. We'll give you a little tutorial about what we went through when we voted and make it easier for you people, maybe.
Right, and rumor is it's a huge turnout.
Yes.
I've had people
Vote early.
Right, I've had people that says that parking lot was pretty much packed all day across the street from the Board of Elections, which
Where we live.
yeah, well, I'm glad to hear it. I guess it's statewide though, from what I
Well, it's
understand.
probably all over the country.
Right,
It'll be like that.
right. Well, that's what I'm hearing. Pennsylvania's got early voting too, and I hear the same thing's happening over there.
Well, it's about time that you got to beat them at their own game.
Well, we got to make it just like you said. We got to play their game.
Well, I think the thing is too with the early voting, we'll get a lot more people out to vote on. It'll be a lot more people on both sides, but that's what we need, more people on our side too.
Right.
And they'll have a lot more opportunity to vote.
Well, in the past, we've started the election day hundreds of thousands of votes behind already.
And what's going to happen on election day? I don't know. That's why we're early voting, because
Right.
we don't want to run into any catastrophes where all of a sudden we're standing in line for 4 hours trying to vote because they shut the machines down or they did something crooked
or
or
ran
stupid.
out of paper, or the lights went off, or the sewer backed up. I mean,
there'd be a million different things.
I've had a whole list of things that's happened at other places during election day that's caused things not to happen.
So early vote, people. And don't forget about our Supreme Court justices. That's important too. We got to vote for them.
Absolutely.
Voting is upon us. The season is here.
Yeah, it's sad we have an election season. I would be happier with just election day, but that's not the way it is.
Well, I could see the advantages. I could see the disadvantages.
Right.
But I think it's going to pan out for the best this
Right,
time.
of course. Yeah, I think it's gonna. Well, we're banking votes just like they are.
I never considered early voting. I'm
Me
always a
neither.
voting day guy.
This is the first time I've ever early voted
Me too.
in my whole life.
So
but-
you guys do it too. Now, what do you want to talk about now, little Ed?
Let's talk about these hurricanes and
What is going on with these storms?
Well, it's hurricane season. I mean, it kind of happens. What bothers me, it doesn't bother me that the hurricanes are happening, because it's always happened. We've seen Andrew, Katrina, and we've seen some huge
I've never
storms.
seen two hurricanes conjure themselves up right in the Gulf. They usually come
Right.
across the
That
ocean.
is a little
and
odd. That is a
isn't
little
kind of
out of the
odd?
ordinary, yeah.
Very odd. I'm thinking something strange going on
Right,
here.
they're forming right off the peninsula there, the Yucatan Peninsula, and coming straight east right into Florida, which
We
is.
know what they're going to say.
Oh, they're gonna
I
say.
can't say it because we get dinked every
Right.
time I say it, so I'll
Right.
say it.
I can say it has something to do with the climate.
Yeah.
And
I could
something
say it's
has to do with
and I
change.
could say it's something has to do with change.
Right. Yeah.
But I ain't going to say the words together because they ding us every time we say it. They give me a big, long speech and tell me how. And
I just believe that it's just a natural occurring thing.
you can believe whatever you want to believe. I don't believe in that climate change stuff. I think it's an agenda, and I think it's a way they're learning. To
There's
try
our
to figure
warning,
out how-
John.
Oh, we just got a warning. Oh, YouTube. I know it's a serious thing caused by fossil fuels and it's deteriorating the atmosphere.
And
we
gas
need to do,
cars
and we
and
need to
cows
do better
farting.
by it because it's climate change, and we have to really realize it. So there, YouTube. Now I just put the censor up for you.
disclaimer.
There's your disclaimer.
But all in all, John, this hurricane season's been pretty easy. It's not really been a lot of, other than the two major storms that we had.
I think we can start calling it weather event.
Yeah, we could do that. That was definitely a weather event in North Carolina. I mean, I've never seen a hurricane go all the way up into the western part of North Carolina,
No,
eastern
and
Tennessee.
dump that much
Not that
water.
strong, right? It's just ungodly amount. But The meteorologists were calling for that
And
in
no-
that area. They were calling it a catastrophic event before it even
No
happened.
help from our government for any of our American people in that area. I mean, it's ludicrous the way they're treating the American people.
I agree.
I mean, you can afford to put immigrants up for months and months and months in five-star hotels and
Feed 'em.
feed them and give them health care
Clothe 'em.
and do all this stuff. And then you tell the people of North Carolina, well, we'll give you $750, but you got to apply for it. It's a loan. Now that's just absolute bullshit.
They absolutely have to pay
If
it
that
back.
doesn't change the election right there, they can't see what they're doing to the American people. I don't know what
Well,
can.
outside of Asheville, Asheville's a little blue dot there in North Carolina, and all the surrounding areas is all red. It's all Trump supporting.
Media is
people.
not actually showing it either, trying to hide it.
No, they are not. They don't want to know that people that
Get on your computers and your phones, people, and look at what's going on down in North Carolina, how the government's treated. It is terrible what they're doing to our people.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you got people like Mallorca saying that FEMA's broke already when the fiscal year just started the 1st of October.
And they gave over $1 billion out of the
gave a
kitty
lot of money.
for the immigrants to feed and house them and do all this bullshit they're doing.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
More than that, I think they gave $1 billion just for the immigrants in New York City. They just handed money out left and right to basically sanctuary cities.
Well, I got an idea. See, I'm going to run down and I'm going to tell them I identify as a Haitian immigrant.
Well, make sure
See, and because they have that all-inclusiveness, all their crap, they can't deny me because that's what I identify
If you
as now,
identify,
right?
right.
So they got to give it to me and say, now I want all the money.
Now you got to identify as a female lesbian Haitian.
And my very good friend John Spees is renting me a place to live, so you can pay him.
$8,000 a month.
Well, they can't tell me no if I tell them that's what I identify as.
I mean, they don't have to prove anything. Why should you have to prove anything?
That's what happens if we lose this election. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm going to go apply. I'm going to identify as a Haitian immigrant.
Yeah, might as well. We'll take a trip.
Except they'll have to pay Mike DeWine.
We'll take a trip to Mexico and walk across the river and say, "Give me my free shit."
No hablas des español. No hablas des inglés.
Oh well, you can speak English. They don't care. I mean, you can have been taught in a Haitian missionary.
Speak it backwards with a Cajun accent.
Well, there's things. A lot of Venezuela. Well, let me put it this way: a lot of Iranians are coming through posing as Venezuelans because they go through Venezuela to get here.
Did you see that guy in the helicopter that they were going to arrest if he went back on the mountain to rescue people?
Oh, I know. That's ridiculous.
He came in and volunteered to help.
Yep.
And then they told him if you go back up, we're going to arrest you.
Well, FEMA tried to take all the supplies and stuff that were donated by regular
And they're
people.
scarfing them. They're taking them all up, and then who knows what they're doing with them. But they say, oh, no, you got to give us this stuff. If there's any money, you got to give it to us. Don't give any money to FEMA.
None.
Because it's not going to go to those people.
It's not. I mean, we pay FEMA out of our tax money anyway, but it doesn't go to where it's supposed to. I think, in my opinion, FEMA should be returned just like a lot of other things should be returned to the
They'd probably
states.
take all
care
that
of
money
their
and
own.
send it to 4 or 5 of Biden's shell companies.
I like what DeSantis said about FEMA. He basically said that they're the third option. The FEMA don't run the show in Florida. He's the sheriff in that town, and he runs the show. So I like Ron DeSantis. He's actually come to prove himself as one hell of a good leader, actually.
Well, the government's bit off more than they can chew in North Carolina because those people are resilient and they are tough.
And they're pissed too. They are pissed.
And they're pissed. Did you see the helicopter that flew down over the area with all the supplies and stuff?
Oh yeah, it was blowing.
Blew everything all the way, and the
Yeah,
guys had masks on. It was a military unmarked helicopter. And then I bet that copter ain't coming back because I bet they'll shoot it down.
I bet they will. I'm surprised it wasn't shot at when it was doing it, to be honest
Well,
with
they
you.
weren't loaded up, but I bet they went home and got some stuff.
Yep,
Said,
I bet it don't happen
come
again."
on back. And then we'll find out who's flying it when we shoot it down.
While we're talking about the hurricane and the response, and since I mentioned DeSantis, did you see where Kamala was all pissed off that he wouldn't pick up her phone? She was trying to call him.
Well, what's she going to say?
Well, she's nothing. She hasn't. At the same time, she's saying this.
Ron,
Joe Biden's on the other end saying, "Yeah, I talk to Ron DeSantis all the time."
I'm really sorry about how burdened you are about what happened yesterday, but tomorrow I'll be down and we'll find out what's going on, but not today.
Yesterday you were there, but tomorrow.
Look at all the tornadoes they had.
Oh, I know. That's what did most of the destruction. If you listen
What's up with that?
Well, I don't, that's just the way hurricanes are. They always spawn in tornadoes. Some of the video is ridiculous.
This storm deal is fishy.
Right.
And this HARP shit they got, and this laser beam stuff they got, and all this stuff. Hey,
Well,
guess what?
Let's do it.
I got a new
timer.
timer because I threw the other one against the wall. Pissed me off.
He's not lying. He threw it.
See, I'll show you. Give me that timer. I'll show him. Where is it?
Against the wall.
Is it in pieces?
See.
Somewhere. I don't even know where it is.
It hit over
There it
there.
is. Give me my timer. I'm going to show everybody what's going on with this timer. We got real quick
I think
here.
it works now.
I bet it works. Let's see. But
Oh my! No, it ain't gonna work no more.
it ain't even got no button on it. Piece of junk. All right, Ed, what's the rant tonight?
We are gonna touch on and rant about roundabouts.
Roundabouts.
Since they seem to be taking over our
Here
neighborhood.
we go. Roundabouts.
Well, the first thing I have a problem with is, what if you get behind an Amish buggy behind that? It's
Why don't they make them square?
Well, then it'd be squareabouts, John. The reason they made them, though, is for cars that drive themselves have a better way to negotiate them than a four-way stop, which
I'm
is...
just glad our roundabout's done. It's been down for like 3 months, the
Right.
road, and I've been driving like 6 miles around to get where I go all the time.
Well, they try to do two at the same time.
But you watch people try to drive through these roundabouts?
Well, I seen a guy try to drive straight through one.
I drive up over the curb all the time just to piss them off.
I
Put tire marks
got
on it.
yelled at for it's called a brush car, John. It's for big trucks. I got yelled at for driving on it.
It's not that bad, just bump right over it.
But anyway, what you get behind buses and stuff, it's pretty fun watching them.
How would you
tilting
like
over
to
the
plow
side.
a roundabout?
Wow, I never
When it
even thought about
snows?
that.
I'm looking
John.
at that going, that's a nightmare trying to clean the snow off of this thing.
I never even thought about that. We'll have to see what happens.
I bet that takes about a half an hour.
Just to go around.
Round and around and round and round and around and out and in and around and out and in.
Well, the one over there is kind of small. It's almost like you're going to plow into the other side when you're plowing one
That's
side.
a full-time job, just keeping them roundabouts open.
It should be interesting.
Here in Ohio, yeah.
And if we
it's
get
gonna
some
be
snow, it'll really be interesting.
Is it working?
Because oh yeah, we got how much?
Oh, we got a minute and a
it
half
is
yet.
working, man. We're halfway there.
I like the people in the roundabout, they pull up and they stop.
I like the ones that try to make a left and go the opposite direction.
I haven't seen that yet. Have you seen that?
I have seen that, and that's the new one on 250 down
Somebody made a left on a roundabout.
there. And it took the people of Ashland a good probably a month and a half
They
to
should
figure
call
out how
them
to
a right
use it.
about. And it's not a left about.
Right, then it would be easier to operate if they just
Hey, you
call
gotta go
it.
through the right about. Everybody say right about, okay.
No, we've had roundabouts actually around here, like a few little towns around here, like Westfield and Litchfield. They've had roundabouts.
Yeah, but they're huge.
Right.
These
We always-
little damn things we're driving through.
They got gazebos in the middle of them and stuff. You barely plant a tree in the middle.
We
of
got
it.
stones and bushes in our roundabouts.
Well, maybe they'll put some Christmas trees or something there over the
Oh,
holidays.
it'd be a good place to put some Santa Claus or something,
Oh, we
Somebody
should-
steal it.
We should put a big scarecrow in the middle of it for Halloween.
Oh, let's do. Roundabouts suck, but I guess they're working.
Well, no one's getting crushed over at 302 and 89
Once
anymore.
everybody learns how to use them, they'll be a lot better.
They're all lit up too. I'd hate to live next to one.
Oh.
They got 20 street lights around the dang thing. Like you could see the light, almost the lights from both of the roundabouts from our house. You can see the sky lit up from them. It's ridiculous.
This thing is working fine.
Don't throw this one.
Don't throw it.
Yeah, he killed the last
This one cost way more. I'm not going to throw it. That was a cheapy $5
Well,
one.
we gotta
This
make
one
sure-
was like $15.
Better make sure the battery stays up. And
It's got one of them cheapo Chinese
right.
batteries in it.
all right.
And that's the 3-minute rant.
Yeah,
And
roundabouts
the battery
suck.
fell out.
We'll get used to them. We'll get used to them. I hope. I think. I don't care.
All right, Ed.
We don't
now,
really have a choice.
what are we going to get back onto here?
I don't care. What do you want to talk about? We got 10 more minutes of the show, and nobody ever sends us any email at
Yeah.
Ed and Dr. John. What is it, Ed and John? What is it?
Ed and Dr. John at gmail.com.
yeah.
We get a couple. I don't know. This has been a terrible week, though, with all the
The hurricane basically took over the news cycle.
And the storms and the media not paying attention and
Right.
lying. Why does the media got to lie about everything?
Oh, I don't know.
And cover everything
Well,
up?
it only
I'm so
works
sick
one
of
way.
it.
You know, like we'll get warning about the climate change thing, but you can get these guys on all the social medias, cutting and piecing whatever Trump says. You know what I mean?
Oh, putting it all together to make it a lie.
Right, and they get it completely taken out of context, and nothing gets done to that. But you and I will get a warning for talking about climate change, and
Oh, we got dinged again.
damn it, sorry YouTube.
Weather event, damn it.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. A weather event
Eventful weather.
that was out of the ordinary. But you know what? Let's talk a bit about Kamala's media blitz this week. She was on Colbert's show. She was on 60 Minutes. She was on Howard Stern. She was on Just Call Me Daddy
And you know what's
podcast,
funny?
which is about
She
sex,
never
I guess.
answered one question, I don't think.
Not one time.
Other than we all know that she came from what was it?
A middle class family.
Middle class family.
With a nice green
I just
yard.
want to be clear on that.
Right? But she did all that, you know, and that only tells me one thing, that her internal polling saying she's going to lose. Because she ain't done shit the whole campaign, and now suddenly she's everywhere, and she still says literally absolutely nothing about...
Howard Stern's a big mouth nothing. Sorry, Howard. That's just the
Man,
way I feel about
I used to love
probably.
Howard Stern, but he became such a
Oh, he's a
beta
woke
male
idiot.
pussy. I can't stand him anymore. He just, I don't know. We're talking about a guy that used to throw baloney at strippers' butts, you know, and now he's preaching communism.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. You know, when I used to listen to Howard on terrestrial radio, he was always pushing the boundaries of censorship and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's calling for censorship.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Censorship, and they're censoring us all the time about everything.
Right.
It's crazy.
Especially weather events.
Yeah, weather events. They censor us hard on weather
And
events.
don't say anything about drag queens or anything. I mean, whatever.
Well, they don't ding us on that, but they wing us on those eventful weather things.
All the time, seems like. But as long as we
come up with a
we're
really,
censoring ourselves now, just to keep.
yeah, we
thinking
censor
ourselves.
ourselves. So
But back to Howard Stern, you suck.
yeah, sorry, Howard.
you know-
I know you make billions of dollars, and we're nobodies.
And
but
while we're still talking
we
about
got an opinion.
Kamala doing the media blitz, she basically went to all the left-wing outlets. She's just talking to the same people that's going to vote for her dumbass anyway. So she didn't win over any votes, in my opinion, or even tried. The only guy that did push back on her was on 60 Minutes, and they got caught editing the interview. They gave her like multiple answers.
Because they didn't like the answers
Right.
she was given, so they had
What
to cut
kind of
them out.
bullshit is that?
Well, that's what they do. Censor and then reshape.
Remember-
They just basically lie.
Remember when Trump was on there, it was like, sir, we don't have any evidence, talking about Hunter's laptop and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, well, Leslie Sawyer still owes Donald Trump an apology, and she sucks. You suck, Leslie Sawyer, and 60 Minutes
Yeah,
sucks.
we're on that you suck thing tonight. Y'all suck.
You definitely
You
suck.
media people suck.
That ain't no shit. Anyway, hopefully this week we won't have any hurricanes, and we can find something cool to talk
And
about.
God bless you people down in North Carolina and Florida going through all this. And
Tennessee,
and
Virginia,
Tennessee,
Georgia, all of you guys. It's
We're
the videos are just heartbreaking. I can't believe it.
yeah, I don't have any words for it.
That's my
I
favorite
don't
part
know-
of the
I don't know
country.
how you deal with it.
I don't know. I've traveled across 40 many times, and it's, you know, it's probably going to be 2 or 3 years before that's even opened again.
But I am pissed off the way our government's handled it.
Well, our government's not.
They only care about immigrants.
This current administration has no care about American citizens. They just want all the money.
Americans last.
Yep. That's why I voted the way I voted today. All right.
Yeah.
All of it.
I went and voted for Trump today. I'm proud to say it.
That's right.
And I voted for those 3 Supreme Court justices, and I voted for Bernie Moreno, and I voted for Jim Jordan.
And Melanie Miller. And all them other,
Yeah.
the coroner, the Republican coroner, all of them.
They were running unopposed.
Right, but still, you got to have a vote for them. But anyway, Becca, hopefully this weekend we won't have any unusual weather events, and
Ed's feeling better.
I'm feeling a lot better, man.
I'm feeling good.
I went through 2 weeks of. I'm pretty sure I had the new and improved COVID.
Get out there and early vote, people.
Right.
It's really important. You need to do that.
Definitely, you need to bank your votes and get them in
And
there.
that way you don't wake up on voting day and go, don't feel like going.
Or you wake
already
up-
got it done.
Or you wake up and the internet's knocked down and you can't vote, or you wake up and there's 8 inches of snow outside and you can't get out of your driveway. That happened in Nevada a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And so you just gotta.
Or a mystery hurricane blows up clear up to Michigan.
Right.
It
Well,
causes a bunch of stuff because we don't know how it happened.
I'll guarantee you that all those people in Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, all of those people that are affected by this hurricane will find a way to vote. They're not going to be successful keeping these people from voting, especially the way that the government's responded to this. They want more than anything to change out this administration, and they know they're just going to get the same line, the same bullshit with Kamala Harris that they got with Joe Biden. She even said it herself. She wouldn't change a thing. She said that on The View.
Yeah, she said that. It wouldn't change anything.
Right. You mean you wouldn't make a different decision about Afghanistan? I mean, or anything. Jesus.
She has no opinion of anything other than laughing.
She's a puppet, dude. She's a complete puppet.
She's got one less brain cell than a cow.
One thing's for sure. After all the elections are over, we could talk about some cool stuff then.
Yeah, we gotta stay hot and heavy on the elections.
Yeah, we'll
Vote early.
Yes, go vote tomorrow.
I'm Dr. John.
I'm Little Ed.
It's enough already.
See you next week.
Thanks for watching. Do-do-do.
Jones, the podcast.
Email at drjohn@gmail.com.
Do your Kamala Harris impression.
I don't have one.
Come on.
I don't have one.
Almost.
I don't have. You got one. Let's hear it.
Do her laugh.
You gotta go.